Hi, my name's Stephanie. I'm a physio student. Today I'm going to be running through a session with my client. She's a 25-year-old female beginner runner, has been running 3 times a week for the past 3 months. She's a full-time desk worker and presents with complaints of lower back stiffness, which worsens with prolonged sitting and her longer runs. She reports struggling to increase her running distance. Assessment has revealed bilateral calf weakness, gluteus medius and minimus weakness, and persistent hamstring tightness. She also has a lot of restriction through her thoracic and lumbar spine. She's got no prior experience with Pilates, but has been taught the 5 key elements and has history of obviously an exercise and a fit lifestyle. So today's overall aims and objectives of the session: we want to strengthen the calves and the glutes, improve flexibility in the hamstrings, and reduce that back stiffness and improve her postural alignment being a desk worker. These aims are designed to address the patient's muscle imbalances, movement inefficiencies, and running limitations by improving strength, flexibility, and postural control. Okay, Lana, so we've done your assessment. I've now created a plan for you to help with that strengthening and that flexibility, particularly in your lower body as well. We've got 3 exercises on the reformer to start. We're going to start with the reformer foot series on our heels. So for the setup, we've got our foot bar just as it is, not all the way up but not all the way down. We've got 1 red spring and 1 blue spring, so it's about that medium to heavy spring setting. This exercise is going to help with the training of that posterior chain, so those glutes, those hamstrings, calves, by pressing into those heels. It's also going to help with that pelvic control, so by maintaining that nice neutral spine, also a little bit of that core activation. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you. I'm just going to take a lie down and swing those legs around, shuffle that bottom down, and then wherever you're comfortable, headrest is just as it is. From here, I'm going to pop my heels about hip width apart, so not too wide, not too narrow. That bony point on my heels is on that foot bar, and then I'm just going to be pressing all the way out. We don't want to be locking our knees all the way out. Just a light, soft straighten, bending all the way in, all the way out. So that neutral spine we're creating, we don't have that back all the way towards the carriage. It's just that nice, soft little gap. Beautiful. Okay, and then slowly getting up, swinging those legs around. Okay, when you're ready, we'll take a layer on that back to start. Beautiful, nice and comfortable. Perfect, so from here, positioning those heels just hip width apart, just in line with those hips, pressing into that bony point. When you're ready, pressing that carriage all the way out, making sure not to lock your knees too much, then drawing that carriage all the way in. Beautiful. Nice work. We want that slight tuck of our chin as well, so you want to imagine that peach is under that chin. So we're holding that peach there, we don't want to let it roll away, we don't want to squish it either. Those shoulders are nice and relaxed as well. And then that pelvis is in that nice neutral spine, so it's not all the way flattened against that carriage. We've got that tiny little gap. We want knees and toes also directed straight up towards the sky. Beautiful. How's that feeling?
Yep, good.
Feeling good? Perfect. So we're going to do about 10 reps of these now when you're ready. We'll start to add in some breathing as well. So we can inhale to prepare, exhale as we press away, inhale as you draw that carriage in. So beautiful, inhaling as you come in, exhaling to press away. Remembering not to lock those knees out too much, keeping that nice core engagement as well. Beautiful, pressing into those heels, press that carriage away. We got 4 left. Nice, let's go 3 more. How does that feel? Good. Perfect. So we would do 3 rounds of that usually, doing 10 reps each time. For your next exercise, we're going to go into our reformer series walking. So this one will be on our toes rather than on our heels. We're going to keep the springs the same, so it's going to be that red and that blue. From here, I'll demonstrate this one. So this one's going to help more with that calf engagement. We're going to help with a bit of that proprioception of those calves as well, so knowing what they are, doing a bit of that unilateral work. It's going to help strengthening those calves, but also providing that stretch. And then again, we've still got that core and that pelvic stability working, still in that nice long position as you were before. So I'll demonstrate this one. Again, taking a line back, feeling nice and comfortable. Beautiful. So having that little tuck of that chin. We're going to place our toes hip width apart, knees are up to the sky. We're going to press all the way back. From here, making sure that core is engaged, making sure that pelvis is nice and neutral. We're going to start with our toes pointed, so those heels are nice and lifted. From here, just one at a time, we're going to bend one knee. That opposite leg's going to stay nice and straight, lowering that heel under that foot bar. You can take that hold, then we're going to go opposite. So doing that nice reciprocal movement. Beautiful. It's a good functional one for your running, walking, just everyday life. Beautiful. Try that all the way in. And sitting up. Okay. When you're ready, let's take a lie down. Get nice and comfortable. Starting with your toes hip width apart. Beautiful. Wrapping all 10 toes around that foot bar. Start with that nice tuck of that chin. Pressing all the way out when you're ready. Starting with those toes pointed. From here, let's bend one knee. Dropping the heel down on that opposite leg. Beautiful. So you're just alternating. Beautiful. You can take that hold for that second whilst that heel's under. Then we change. Beautiful. So remember, keeping that peach. We don't want to forget about our peach. Core is nice and engaged as well. And then that pelvis is nice and neutral. Knees and toes are also pointing up towards the sky. Beautiful. Let's add in a bit of breathing. For this one, we're just inhaling to prepare. Exhale as we do the opposite. Inhale as we come up. So just going between that inhale and exhale each time. Beautiful. So we're going to do 10 in total. From here, we'll just do 5 more. Beautiful. Let's do 4 more. 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. Slowly draw that carriage all the way in. Beautiful. Take it nice and slowly to get up. Perfect. Feeling all right?
Yep.
Yep. So again, we'd do 10 of those, 3 sets of those. The next one we're going to go into is some back rowing, roll down. So this one is going to be more about that core engagement. So we really want to focus on that posture, sitting up nice and tall to prepare. And then we're going to use those core muscles and that pelvic stability to slowly roll down. Coming into a roll down. Those arms and shoulders we want nice and relaxed. This is going to help again. So as you're a desk worker, sitting at the desk all day. So this is good for that spinal segmentation as well. So that proprioception of your spine, knowing where your body is, that body awareness. This one we will be doing on one blue spring. So I'll remove that red, foot bar can stay the same. I'll demonstrate this one for you. So usually we would have our legs crossed over, but due to your hamstrings being a little bit tighter, if it feels more comfortable, you're welcome to bend your knees, placing your heels on that headrest. We're going to reach forward and grab our straps. We're going to go into our short loops. I want us to sit up nice and tall. So we've got that piece of string pulling us up towards the sky. That whole body is nice and straight. Core is nice and switched on. We're going to grab the short loops. We're going to bring our hands into a fist, palms facing inwards, bending those elbows and then bringing those arms up to shoulder height. From here, we can take that inhale, and then as we exhale, I want us to roll down, creating that C curve of our body. So we're going to focus on tucking in that pelvis, then that upper body is going to roll down as we draw our hands towards our chest. Find that challenge point, slowly rolling all the way back up, and then we're going to bend forwards, keeping those hands towards your chest, and then slowly we're going to sit back up, letting those hands come back into that starting position. So, beautiful. Okay, then back down. When you're ready, taking a seat. Have those knees bent. Reach for those straps, starting in those short loops. Perfect. So palms are facing inwards. Sitting up nice and tall, we want to kind of create almost like, imagine a beach ball in between your arms. From here, imagine that piece of string sitting up tall. Keep those shoulders relaxed. We're going to create that C curve, so create that shape of that C. Beautiful. As you roll down, bringing those hands towards your chest. Find that challenge point, bring them all the way to your chest, and then rolling up, keeping them at your chest, and we're going to bend over, still creating that C curve, but that opposite. Beautiful. Sitting up into that neutral position. So rolling down as you bring those hands all the way to your chest, finding that challenge point, slowly rolling up, keeping those hands nice and close to that chest, bending over. Beautiful, sitting back tall. Nice leg. On this next one, we'll add in some breathing, rolling all the way over. Beautiful, coming up into that position. So this one, let's add some breathing. We're going to inhale to prepare. As we exhale, rolling all the way down. Let's take an inhale down here. Exhale as we roll up nice and slowly, folding over. Beautiful. Sitting up. So again, inhale to prepare. Bring those hands towards your chest, rolling down. Nice, right? Really create that C curve, rolling all the way up, folding over. Beautiful. Let's do one more of these. Bring those hands to your chest, rolling down. Nice work. Rolling over. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice work. Place those straps down. How are you feeling?
Yep, good.
Core was working a little bit.
Was.
Beautiful. We're going to be using the split pedal chair. So we're going to do a single leg series in a standing leg press with our toes parallel. So this is really going to be good for that lower body strength, help with retraining those glute muscles, help with your running. It's also going to work on a bit of postural control and that core engagement. So nice for that desk working, keeping us up nice and tall, helping with that postural alignment. I'll demonstrate for you. Before I start, our springs, we've got 2 black springs on the highest level, and then I've got the pedals disconnected just so we can do that unilateral work as well. How does that sound?
That's good.
Good? Yeah. So to start, we want our toes facing that wall, so in that parallel position. We want our feet about hip width apart, Our hands are just going to be resting on these uprights, not pressing in them too much. They're just for support. We're going to take a step up, placing that right foot on to start. We want that right heel pressing into that pad. From here, standing up nice and tall, pressing all the way down nice and slowly, slowly bringing that leg back up. We want to be keeping that core engaged, pressing through that heel, engaging that glute. Beautiful. How do you feel? Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. So standing up, having those toes facing the wall, beautiful, hip width apart. Let's reach our hands onto these uprights, not applying too much pressure. And then we're gonna start with that right leg, having that heel on that pedal. From here, stand up nice and tall. We wanna imagine a string coming from your head, pulling you up nice and straight. When you're ready, pressing down into that heel. Beautiful. Nice and slowly controlling that on the way up. Nice work. So we want to make sure that that core is nice and engaged. That back is nice and flat. We're keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed. Drawing those shoulder blades down to the back pockets of your jeans. That head and neck is nice and relaxed. Beautiful. Each time that leg comes up, we want to be creating that 90-degree angle at that hip as well, not coming up too high. Beautiful. So we're going to do 10 reps of these. Let's say you've at least already done 5. So let's do 5 more. Beautiful. I'll introduce a bit of breathing as well. So we're going to inhale to prepare. Let's exhale, press all the way down. Inhale for that foot to rise back up. Beautiful. Let's go 2 more here. Nice work. Last one. Beautiful. Yes. How do you feel?
Good.
Feel good?
Yep.
Beautiful. We're going to go on to another exercise now. I'm just going to remove these. Remove these uprights. Just pop them out of the way. Okay. Beautiful. So we're going to come into some lift and lowers, into some double leg work. I've got the settings adjusted a little bit, so it's going to be a tiny bit lighter. I've got 2 blacks on that middle level, and then I've also connected the pedals. So we're going to be moving both legs at once. This is going to help with that calf strengthening. So when you're running, to help increase that distance, working on those calf strengths, it's going to be nice. We're also going to work in, again, a little of that postural control, postural stability. So we're going to be sitting up nice and tall, making sure that core is engaged. I'm going to demonstrate for you again. And then once I've demonstrated, I'll get you to have a go. Beautiful. So starting with our feet nice and pointed, we want to bring our knees down. So there's that 90-degree hip flexion again. We want to be sitting up nice and tall, remembering that string drawing us up, and our hands are just going to be by our side. So try not to grip onto that chair or anything. From here, starting with that feet pointed, we're just going to lower those heels down nice and slowly, keeping those thighs nice and still, just lifting and lowering those heels. Beautiful. And then just letting them rise up nice and slowly, popping off. How's that sound?
Yep.
Ready
Good.
to go?
Yep.
Okay. So just having a seat roughly in the middle, bringing those feet about hip width apart as well. Nice. Have those toes wrapped around that pad as well. You want the balls of your feet on it. So Sitting up nice and tall, remembering not to hold on too much to the chair. Starting with those toes pointed, and we're going to bring those legs down to that 90 degrees of that hip flexion. Beautiful. From here, just lowering those heels, keeping that upper leg nice and still. Beautiful. Taking it nice and slow. Perfect. So try not to let those knees come up. We want to be controlling those ankles up and down as well. Try not to let them roll in and out. Beautiful. And then again, we're imagining that string. So sitting up nice and tall, making sure those shoulders are back. Beautiful. Let's add in a bit of our breathing as well. So we're going to inhale when our toes are pointed, exhaling as those heels lower. Inhaling as they come back, exhale to come back down. Again, we're going to do 10 of these. Let's just do 5 more from here. Beautiful. So sitting up nice and tall. Want to keep that core nice and engaged as well. Beautiful. 2 more from here. Nice work. Last one. Beautiful. Take it nice and slow. So we would do this for 3 rounds, doing that 10 reps each time. Cool. Okay, Alana, so we're going to go through our shoulder bridge. So some spinal articulation, flexion on the barrels. So this exercise is really going to be good for those hamstrings, those glutes, training that whole posterior chain, so the whole back of your body, all those muscles. It's also going to help with that spinal articulation, which we did before when we did our roll downs. So when we created that C curve, so good for that thoracic mobility as well. Yeah, really good functional one. Great for your running, great to improve your posture as well. Let's get started. I'm going to do some demonstration first. So I'm just going to take a lie down. Just bring my bottom nice and close. I want to start by putting my heels about hip width apart. You want to be pressing into your heels and you want those knees right up towards the sky. From here we want to have that slight tuck of our chin. So imagining that peach again. Hands are just by our side and then shoulders are back and down. Tailbone is heavy to start and we're remembering that blueberry under our spine. From here we're drawing that belly button in, tucking in that pelvis, pressing all the way up, squeezing our glutes at the top. And then at the top, we're drawing that belly button in, having that tailbone as the last thing to touch the ground. So pressing into that heels, tucking in that tailbone, pressing up towards the sky, pressing into squeezing those glutes, slowly rolling down. How does that sound? That sounds good. Good? Good to go? Yep. Okay, when you're ready, taking a lie down. Beautiful. Placing those heels hip width. We want those toes facing the front. Getting that posture nice and ready before we start. So you got that tuck of that chin, imagining that peach. Got that little blueberry. Our core's engaged. From here, let's tilt those pelvic bones. Beautiful. Squeezing those glutes at the top, and then slowly rolling down. That tailbone, the last thing to touch. Beautiful. Nice work, squeezing the glutes at the top, focusing on that spinal articulation up and down. Beautiful. Nice. So really focusing on segmenting one vertebra at a time. We're peeling off, like peeling a banana, peeling off that floor, pressing up. Beautiful. So we can imagine that we've got some Velcro on that mat, some Velcro on your back. We're peeling that Velcro off and we're slowly reapplying Beautiful. Next time we're down, we'll start to add in some breathing. So from here, let's inhale to prepare. We're going to exhale, coming all the way up. Inhaling, hold. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Beautiful work. Remembering that tuck of that chin. Beautiful. Tucking that pelvic bone. Squeezing those glutes at the top. And make sure those knees are going up towards the sky. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more from here. Perfect. Slowly rolling down, 1 more. Nice work. Squeeze up the top. Slowly rolling down, tailbone last thing to touch. Beautiful. How does that feel? Good, good. Okay. From here, we're going to come into some extension on the barrel now. So this is going to come into our oblique preparation. Now, we have a box today, as you've probably noticed. We don't have a barrel available at the moment. So this box is really good, and we'll just use the shoulder pad, the pad over it to support that spine. So this oblique preparation is going to be really good, obviously for those obliques, so those core muscles. It's going to help train that pelvic stability as well, and then we're still doing that bit of spinal segmentation as well. So helping with that posture, really good for your running as well, creating that pelvic stability and that core stability. I'll demonstrate for you. So keeping those knees bent, coming nice and close to that box. From here, we can bring our hands interlocking them behind our head. Arms are out wide. We're starting in that neutral spine. So you've got that pelvic tuck. We want to be keeping our core engaged, a nice straight line. From here, we're rolling all the way back, opening out that spine. As we come up, we're going to bring 1 elbow across that body. Imagining that that opposite scapula is coming down into the diagonal back pocket. Come all the way down. As we come up, starting to add that slight turn. We're still coming into that neutral spine each time, not rotating too much. Beautiful. When you're ready, I'll get you to set up. Perfect. So interlocking those hands to start. Have that neutral spine, rolling all the way down. Beautiful. As you come up, slightly turning. Try not to come too far. Don't come past neutral as you crunch up. You want to still create that nice flat back. Beautiful. Making sure you've got that core engaged as you come in. Nice work. Keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed. Imagine you've got some big hoop earrings. You don't want those shoulders to come up towards those ears. Nice work. On this next one, next time we're down, let's hold here. I'm going to add some breathing. So from here, also try not to let those ribs flare too much. We're going to do inhale as we exhale, coming across. Inhaling to come back. Beautiful. Nice work. So take that inhale as we're down. As we come up, exhaling. Nice work. Taking that inhale at the top. Exhaling to roll back down. Nice work. Let's do 1 more each side. Nice work. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Last one. Beautiful. How's that feel? Good. Okay, Lana, so this is going to be our last series of exercises on the Cadillac. So we're going to start with a lower and lift to start in a foot series. In a moment, I'm going to get you to take a lie on your back. I'll demonstrate first. This one's just going to help engage those calves, those hamstrings, those glute muscles. It's also going to work a bit of that core control and that pelvic stability. So all very good for your running. We've got one red spring, and then we've also got our safety strap on. So if you do feel like it's going to fall on you, it's alright, the safety strap's there. We're all good. So I'll just demonstrate this one. So usually we would do that your head turns the other way, but since your hamstrings are a bit tighter, we're just going to do it this way. So depending on how far you shuffle to and from, it's going to depend on how much hamstrings you use. So we want to start with our toes pointed, and then we're pressing up to the sky. From here, we're just lowering those toes, pointing those toes. So that core is nice and engaged. We want to remember that blueberry under our back. Head and neck is nice and long, and our arms are just relaxed. Then to come down, keeping those toes pointed, coming all the way down. Feel that safety strap stop it. And we can get up. How's that sound? Good. Good. Okay, when you're ready, taking it lie down. So getting nice and comfy with your setup first. Make sure those toes are nice and pointed. And then with those toes pointed, let's press them up towards. How's that feeling for your hamstrings? Do you need a shuffle or anything? That's good. Feels good? Beautiful. So from here, just lowering those heels, lifting those heels. Beautiful. Pointing and flexing those toes. Nice work. We're making sure that we're not looking at our knees too much. Those knees, toes are all hip width apart. We've got that core engaged, a nice neutral pelvic tilt. So we've got that tiny little gap for that blueberry. We've got that peach under that chin as well. Beautiful. Nice work. Let's do one more, and then I want you to slowly point those toes and draw it in for me. Beautiful. So we're going to add some breathing from here. So bring your toes back up. Want those toes pointed. We're going to inhale as we press up. Exhale as we lower those heels. Beautiful. Inhale as we point. Exhale, flex. Nice work. Beautiful. Let's do 4 more of these. Beautiful. 2 more. Nice. Last one. Keep those toes nice and pointed. We're going to exhale as we bring those legs down. Beautiful. How did that feel? Yeah, really good. Really good? Perfect. Take a seat off. So now that we've done the lower and lift, we're going to do feet and straps, lift and lower. So I'm just going to set up our equipment for now. Don't mind me. We've just got 2 blue springs on for this one. So for our lifts and lowers, this one's going to be, again, working the back posterior chain of your legs, so those glutes, hamstrings, calves. It's also going to work on that core control and, again, that pelvic stability. So this one's going to feel really nice. It's more of a stretch. We're working you into your cool down phase. Particularly will feel nice as your legs lift up, you'll feel that back stretch in that hamstring. Yeah. So, I'll take a lie down, I'll demonstrate for you. We're going to bring our head nice and close, be careful with that butt. And we're starting with that neutral tuck of that chin. Just one strap at a time, we're going to place that over the arch of our foot. Once we're there, we're starting with our legs up towards the sky. Arms are just nice and relaxed, shoulders are down, head and neck nice and long with that peach. We've got that slight little gap under our back, core engaged. From here, same time. Just slowly bring him to that 45. Slowly releasing him up. So we want to be keeping them nice and close together. We don't want those feet going out wide. Just going in and out. And then reaching for the strap, 1 foot at a time. We'll take it out, placing that other one down, before placing that other strap off. Yep. So when you're ready, taking a lie down on your back. Nice work. Passing the straps as well. One at a time. So over the arch of the feet, starting with those legs up towards the sky. Already you should be feeling that hamstring stretch. From here, straightening both legs at the same time to that 45 degrees, nice and slowly, and lifting them up towards the sky. As they come up towards the sky, feeling that nice stretch along the back of your legs. Beautiful. So again, keeping that core engaged. You want to make sure that pelvis isn't rocking back and forth. We've got that nice little blueberry and we've got that peach. Beautiful. Relax those shoulders for me as well. Nice work. Beautiful. Next time our legs are up, let's pause here. Let's add some breathing. We're going to exhale to press those legs down. Inhale as they float up. So exhale to press down. Try to go that 45. Beautiful. Inhale to draw back in. Nice work. Let's do 4 more of these ones. 3 more. Nice work. Relaxing those shoulders. Last one. Keep that core engaged. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly reach for that strap. Take it off that foot. Yeah, a little bit. Beautiful. Okay. Feel that nice stretch in the back of your legs? Yes. Okay. From now, we're going to go into some spinal segmentation, into some spinal flexion, into a cat-cow. So still using the Cadillac, I'm just going to set up this one as well. No worries. So we're still going to stay on the same springs, 2 blue springs. So similar to our roll downs we've done, similar to those shoulder bridges, we're working on that spinal segmentation. So remembering that, drawing that chin in slowly 1 vertebra at a time when moving. So this is going to help with that upper and lower back mobility. Also help with that postural alignment, that postural control. Being at that desk all day, it's going to feel really nice moving into that spine. And then we're also going to do that little bit of core engagement as well. Still want to keep that pelvis nice and neutral throughout. Head and neck still nice and long. But it's going to feel like a nice stretch to finish off our session. How's that sound? Sounds good. Yeah, I'll demonstrate this one for us. So we're just kneeling, those knees about hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart, just nice and softly. You don't have to be pressing too much into those hands. From here, we're starting up nice and tall. We want to make sure that pelvis is nice and tucked in, that core is engaged, head and neck starts nice and tall. We push those arms first, then we draw that head all the way to our chest. We start to create that C curve, pressing through those arms, and then as those arms straighten, we're coming into that flat back cat. So that back's nice and flat. And then we go in reverse. Those arms start to come in, that head starts to tuck towards our chin. We slowly peel up one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up. Those arms relaxing. I'll do one more. Okay, when we're ready, so take a kneel. Beautiful. Hands hip width apart, shoulder width apart, sorry. From here, let's do those arms first. So push those arms straight. Once those arms are straight, let's start to draw that chin towards our chest. One vertebra at a time. I want you to roll down. Beautiful. Last thing is we're coming into that flat back. Nice work. From there, as those arms start to come in, let's draw that chin back towards our chest. We're rolling the opposite way. Starting at that lower spine, that chin's the last thing to untuck. Beautiful. Relaxing those arms. Let's do one more, then we'll add some breath work after that. So keep that core engaged, chin towards that chest, creating that C curve, drawing all the way down. Relaxing those shoulders as well. Flattening that back. Beautiful. Rolling all the way up. That's right, relax those shoulders. Okay, on this one we'll add some breathing. So I want us to inhale. As we inhale, let's press those arms. Let's start to exhale as we roll down. Beautiful. Inhaling as we're getting to that flat back. Keep those shoulders relaxed, core engaged. Exhale as we roll all the way back in. Beautiful. Nice work. Let's do two more of these ones if we can. Beautiful. So inhale. Exhale as we start to press down. Inhale as we get to that flat cap. Exhale as we draw it all the way up. Shoulders relaxing. Nice work. Again. Press all the way down. Inhaling once we get to there. Exhaling all the way up. Beautiful. How'd that feel?
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, very good. Beautiful. So that is us done with all our equipment, with all our session. In a moment, we'll work towards giving you some home exercises as well. How are you feeling after everything?
Yeah, good.
Okay, Alana, so now that we've finished our session, I'm just going to walk you through some home exercises.
Yeah.
I've got 3 exercises. Throughout the session, we did 3 sets of 10 for everything. So we're just going to keep that consistent, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Each exercise, I'll help target a different muscle, something that you wanted to focus on. For the first one, we'll just start with some calf raises. So nice and easy, you can just find a wall. I'll just demonstrate it for you. You can always hold on to anything, do it against a wall. From here, just those hips are about hip width apart. Hands just placed lightly against that wall, not applying too much pressure. From here, we're just keeping those ankles nice and even, coming nice and straight all the way up. And then I don't want you to just drop those heels down, I want you to be slow to come down. So all the way up onto those toes, slow to come down. As you progress, we can go to a one-legged one. And then if you want, we can also do without that wall.
Yeah.
But start with that wall, start with that double leg. We can always assess you further to go to that single leg. How's that sound?
Good.
Good? Feel like you don't need to practice that one?
No.
You got that down pat. Another one is going to be for our shoulder bridge. So the calf raise is really good for obviously that calf engagement, that stability, balance, still that core control as well. Really good for your functional running as well. For our shoulder bridge, similar to before, basically the same, just we don't have that barrel with us. This is going to be good for engaging all those posterior muscles, still good for that core engagement, but helping to strengthen those muscles. Similar to before, heels are about hip width apart, shoulders, upper body is nice and relaxed, but that core is engaged. We're just pressing into those heels, squeezing those glutes at the top, slowly rolling down, articulating that spine on the way up and down. Coming all the way up, all the way down. If you do want to progress this, we can always add coming all the way up. We can add that hold at the top. We can add a half lift and lower. And add lots of variations. For now, let's just keep it normal, nice and simple. 10 shoulder bridges, nice and easy. And then that last one is going to help with our posture, help with that spinal mobility, help loosen up that back a little bit. This one's called a cat cow. So we're going to place our hands just underneath our shoulders, shoulder width apart. Knees are going to be hip width apart, directly under our hips. From here, into that spinal segmentation again. That chin's going to draw to your chest. We're going to arch that back, pressing it up towards the sky, drawing that belly button to that spine, and then going the opposite. Letting that chin untuck, letting that belly arch towards the ground. Just going between this movement, taking it nice and slowly, feeling that upper and lower back open up. How does that all sound?
That sounds good.
Sounds good? Beautiful. Apart from those home exercises, another thing is to consider when you're working at your desk all day, see if you can take breaks every 20, 30 minutes or so, even every hour, as long as you can get up, get moving, rather than sitting at that desk all day, really arching into that core posture. If you do notice that, bringing those shoulders up, keeping that core engaged. Yep. After work, rather than coming home, sitting on the couch, so you can go for that walk as well, do your home exercises, just stay nice and active. Avoid prolonged sitting hours.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds
Any questions?